So what are some of the the practical advice to maybe young people who are aspiring maybe to leaders? What advice you do give to them, especially the Christians aspiring to leadership roles? For example, what I've seen maybe people putting in isolation is maybe the leadership role, especially in the political space, where they say politics is a dirty game, and the kind of mercy that people have with the politicians is not that good. And many of the people that I do talk to, they say they will not want to be politicians because of the quote unquote the corruption aspect of it. That you have to be be dishing money, and there you have to talk ill about this person, So what is maybe your advice maybe to them, especially in the political space where many Christians don't want to get into, but now when they leave now other people to get, they also complain that we are being led badly by those. They don't want to keep by those spaces as well.
No, you have to start from somewhere. Yeah, you have to start from somewhere. You have to start from somewhere. Initially, it was being said a long time when we were in high school that Christians don't make good managers, all that. But things have changed. Things have changed. Even this one of politics, it will change. Yeah. Initially, it was. I remember one time in CNN, somebody said Christians are the most lazy, irrational, or something. But now we don't hear such terms. We don't hear such. Yeah. We don't hear such terms. I also remember one thing. When we were in high school, they used to say the people in the CU are the people who are likely to get C and below. But I remember our group, most in the CU were the ones getting A's and B's. So things change. Yeah, things change. The trajectory changes as people are involved. The only thing is just know your values. And if anything tries to overpower your values, then you resist. Yeah, then you resist. That's the only thing I can say. The second thing I can say, once you know your values, once in a while you may fall short of them. It doesn't mean you have lost them. It doesn't mean you have lost them. Even a good footballer can kick a penalty out or can tackle a player wrongly. A good footballer can tackle a player wrongly and get a red card. It doesn't mean he has forgotten football. Those are just errors. Yeah. So the challenge I see is people failing once, then they're ashamed, then they leave. They say, no, this Christianity thing is difficult. No.
Yeah, I think that one has never been especially now. For example, in the Christian way, somebody is invited to get to a position. They say, I don't think I'm perfect.
Yes.
They want to be perfect in everything, so they can become the.
If you want to be a good leader, you have to understand that you'll have moments of lapses, because we are all humans. Yeah, we are all humans. You'll have moments of lapses, and you just have to know what to do when those things happen. Yeah, just like a good footballer, sometimes the day is not his, is given a substitution, but the next match is good. So even in leadership, that sometimes people will push you. Either you take actions which later you say, hey, I think here maybe I overdid that. Yeah. But as long as you have a good heart, you can be able to go back and say, hey, you did this occurred. Maybe I went overboard, and maybe this shouldn't be happening. And sometimes you can even take a right decision, and people still blame you.
Yeah, sure.
So leadership is about just you analyze what you have before you and make a decision. Yeah. Sometimes the decision may be right, wrong, or neutral, and still everybody will have his say. Let me give you an example. One time when I was a med sup, an intern radiologist radiographer was caught with X-ray films. That time we used to use X-ray films, about 2,000 of them. He was an intern. If he was charged and jailed, then he was not going to work in public service again. Yeah, he was 22 years. If he was caught, prosecuted and jailed, he wasn't going to work for public service again. But my thinking was, before the intern accessed those X-ray films, there was an HOD with the key. It's not the intern who keeps the key, it's the HOD. So it will be unfair to spoil this intern's life for good, for public service, and let the HOD go scot-free. That was my thinking. And that's what I applied. Yeah, the intern to be given a warning letter, a sanction, and the HOD to pay for the cost, because the X-ray films were kept as an exhibit in the police station, but the patient still need to be served. So where do you get another 2,000 X-ray films?
It has to be paid.
It has to be paid. So the HOD to pay for those things, the intern to be given a warning letter and to go counseling that if he's caught again with another issue, then nobody will spare. So when I took that decision, the whole hospital went gaga. And I said, why is he protecting that guy? That is the guy who was caught. Why is he punishing an old guy? Because I think this guy was 56. The HOD was 55 or 56. And so that money had to be deducted from his salary. So the whole hospital went wild. Why is this guy? Why is he? He's personal. If it's the intern who was caught by why should an old guy pay?
But everybody should carry their own cross.
Yeah, everybody should carry their own cross. But that's why you are a leader, so that you analyze. You analyze. You don't go with face value. You analyze the information which is before you. You analyze the law. You analyze the occurrence. Then try and come to a conclusion. Then bear the cost of the conclusion. For me, I feel that was the right decision I made. Yeah. Up to today, when I'm asked this, I feel that was the right decision. Yeah, that was the right decision I made. Because it's the HOD who keeps the door to the department. It's the HOD who keeps the door to the wardrobe where it's the HOD who keeps the register to the film. So the HOD had to carry the most of the blame. So leadership is about that. Taking hard decisions after analyzing the information you have. You just don't wake up and say, nanini mbaya. Have you analyzed the data you have before you? So sometimes, once you analyze the data before you, it catches up somebody whom you never even thought was part of it. Yeah, and it exonerates somebody who on the face of the value has the blame. So leadership is about analyzing, trying to analyze correctly the occurrences and the data you have, and making a decision. Yeah. Sometimes you may not be able to make a decision, then you refer it to a neutral person to make a decision. Yeah. So leadership, especially in government workplace, is about analyzing the occurrences and the data and the law and making a decision. And once you make a decision, you explain it. If you're called, like that decision I was called to analyzing. As I've told you, once you have a good heart, once you have no malice in your heart, most times you get it correct. Why we get it wrong is we think that Nani is my friend, I must protect him at all cost. Nani is my enemy, I must destroy him at all cost. No, that's not leadership. Leadership is, this thing has happened. You are my friend. How deep are you into it? First we must judge how deep you're into it, then see how to save you. Not saving you, then trying to put the blame on somebody else. No, that's not leadership. So, this is leadership. You're my friend, this thing has occurred, I analyze that this thing, you're deep into it. So first you have to accept it's you who are deep into it. Then we see how far we can help you. Now that's leadership.
Yeah,
but now saving your friend and throwing the issue to a sacrificial lamb, that's not leadership.
That brings me to a point where they usually say, like, there's sometimes that I had the current deputy president, Professor Kindiki, saying that there are sometimes when you have to make decisions that are not popular, but they are right.
They are right, yes.
Yeah. Because people may not be well versed with why you made the knowledge, and they may have the details, but now the outlook there. I think he said that sometimes when the national interest supersedes the public interest.
Yes.
So I think that's a point, even to us as even leaders. Maybe for example, the question, there are times when you make a decision, like, I don't think you made the right decision as an executive, but they don't want to look at it in a broader picture. They only see the superficial part of it. Yeah, I think that's a good point. And then the last point is, as a leader so far, what was maybe the lowest moment that you've ever experienced, maybe as a leader, the lowest one, your lowest moment in leadership that you ever kept in memory up to now?
Wow. Which one can I really say? One is failing my fifth year. I think that was a shocker to me. Yeah. Failing my fifth year and having to repeat it, that was a shocker. That one I wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah, sure.
That one was a shocker. Especially being known as a Christian and a man of prayer. That was a shocker for me.
I've never experienced that, and it's really like you start asking yourself a lot of questions. Like, how will people see me?
And the impact it has. You don't know, just people question your faith.
Yes.
So that one was.
You were already the prayer coordinator by that time. The prayer secretary by that time.
Yes. I was actually ending the term. I was actually ending the. After that exam, when the schools open, I was to hand over. So this one happens.
How long did it take you to recover from that? Because I remember when mine happened, I think it took me like 3 weeks before I received even a prayer.
No, I wouldn't say I didn't pray. I continued praying, but it takes months to come out of the situation. It takes months. You just see your colleagues going on. Actually, they finish. You're still a student, and you just wonder, God, what wrong did I ever do?
You ask yourself a lot of questions.
But only 10 years later is now when you start understanding why things had to happen that way. That God was just creating the right heart for you.
I think at that time I remember people come to encourage you, like, you guys, you don't understand my pain.
God was just creating the right heart for you. Because now I'm not so quick to the way I see myself. I'm not so quick to judge people. I normally prefer, even when somebody does something bad, I normally even say the minimum sittings I'll have with him is 3 before I make a judgment. The minimum sitting I'll have is 3 sittings with him before I make a judgment. So I think that failure changed my I was this talent guy who just feels that everything, if you plan, it will work as you plan. That was my theory, that if you do a good plan, if you are prayerful, if you are right, everything will work out. No. That one changed my life. There are times in life you can plan, have the right money, have the right people, have the right have the right money, have the right people, have the right principles, have the right support, and still fail. I came to know that by the time everything can be correct and you still fail. Yeah. Because there's a part of the world which God controls, which He would allow us to enter. That's what I came to understand. There is part of the world which God controls. You can't bully. He just decides. You read well. You know the questions. There's nothing wrong with your prayer. Your neighbor at home has not bewitched you. He's far from it. It's far from it. But you still fail. Yeah.
Because actually, most mine was like, you did everything well. You went to the hospital. You attended all rounds. You're very decent. But now, when you start now thinking like, what when you don't understand? Like, it's not making sense.
Now, let me tell you, that failure has been that one failure has helped in my medical practice. I know there are people who will come appearing like this is an easy case and they still die in my hands. Even after doing everything correctly. I know. That one I know. And there are people who will come like they are going to die. And with the same treatment we give for the good people, they will survive. There is a version somewhere where only God is controlling things, not even the treatment. There is a version where only God is controlling things. Yeah. There's a version where God. That one has given me comfort. Mine is just to do my best and to tell the patient, seems like we are doing the correct thing. There's a version somewhere where God is in control of things. So
and actually that maybe helps you in even
I'm relaxed
even in because sometimes you can't, especially if you are new to the hospital, you see maybe how people die and like, especially now, for example, in Nine where maybe the mortality rate is high because this is a referral hospital. So the cases that come here, they're extreme. So it means the mortality rate is slightly higher than the other.
Yes.
So maybe it is helping you maybe to even, let me just do what I can do. If the patient comes alive, it's okay. If they die, we just accept. Because I think the science that somebody maybe saying that sometimes it affects the mental health of some doctors, especially those who are new. You lose patients. Maybe some of them had been your patients for long and you are attached to them and then you lose them. That's interesting. I think that's a good point. So your last words maybe as you look to the camera, maybe to our audience about basically summary, maybe you are what you can tell them about leadership and maybe what they can do to make themselves better. And I think those who are who think that leadership position is about somebody who is perfect, who knows how to articulate words well, who can present themselves well, who have experienced them, they are new, they have never been there, so they do not take any leadership. They just step back, but then when something bad happens, they put the blame on the leader. So maybe you can talk to our audience about it as we finish.
First, all of us should aspire to be leaders because it's only leaders who make decisions. Even in the estate, it's the committee which makes a decision for all of us. So if you want good decisions, become a better person, then become a leader. I mean, that's what I'll say. And as I've told you, leadership for me is about three things: have a good heart, have a good vision, then have a good methodology. Once you have a good heart, the difficult thing is having a good heart. Once you have a good heart, the rest of the things, the vision, people can craft it for you. The methodology, people can craft it for you. So all of us, we should aspire to be leaders. And when you are many leaders, it makes work easier. And I normally give this example of the France 1998 team. They were so good that everybody was just doing, the coach was not so much involved. Everybody was just like coaching the other player. There were like 10 captains in the field. So they were so good. You could just see that these guys, everybody's a leader. Nobody waits to be told what to do. That's, even when you work with a team of leaders, it's so easy to work with them. Yeah, I've worked with a team of leaders or gone trips with a team of leaders. My guy, it's an easy life. You forget your passport, somebody picks it up. Somebody doesn't feel like let him come back for it. Yeah, somebody forgets a laptop, another person picks it up. Somebody doesn't lock the car door, another one locks it up. It's so easy to work with the leaders. Yeah, so easy to work with them. They make work very easy. Yeah, so everybody should aspire to be leaders. In leadership, you'll make mistakes, but as long as you can reflect and try to correct and try that the next case you are better. Yeah, and again in leadership, analyze correctly. Analyze the data you have correctly, then make a good decision. And if you cannot analyze the data correctly, ask. There are people who have gone through it. Mental leaders, ask them. This is happening. I have this data. What do you think? Then impute that into and lastly, in leadership, you'll have a few fails. Yeah, even the great Mandela had a few fails. Those fails is just to make you know that you're still human, and despite all your good effort, there's still a portion where God will not allow you to have influence. So that's what I'll say. Yeah, that despite all your good effort, there's still a chance. As Deuteronomy says, I think it's Deuteronomy 29:29. The secret things belong to God. So you do everything correctly, but the results comes haywire. So you just accept it as part of life. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Daktari. So we come to the end of our podcast show, and one of the things that we said basically when we were stepping here is about the Christian leadership at work. Basically, we've been hearing about those who have been majorly in the Christian who are seriously, but today we got to continue to be somebody who has had some experiences in so many years in various leadership positions. One of the things we've learned is about that Christian leadership is about, one of them is having a good heart to every person, to your friends, about to enemies, and creating that balance so that you don't end up mistreating people who don't deserve to be mistreated. And also having a vision. You can have a good heart but no vision. Have a vision of what maybe your leadership wants to look, where do you want to go, and the right methodology. And one of the most important things that Dr. has talked about is about delegating duties so that you end up getting stressed and wanting to do everything alone, and having that aspect of teamwork. But also in everyday life, we still remain to be human beings. After being leaders, we don't escape from being leaders, from being human beings, and that means that we still have shortcomings, we still have failures, but that is still life. And as he has said, that there's just a portion of life that only God controls, and we will never understand. We just have to accept it that way. Sometimes we'll work out things, make plans, make deliberate decisions, and still things will not work out. We may not understand, but God is in control as long as we are in His hands. So I think we've got some lessons and some takeaway as you'll be reviewing this video. And as once somebody who's aspiring to be a leader, don't ever fear to be a leader. Everyone should be a leader. Even when as for us men, we are going to be your husband's father, you are still going to be a leader and going to make critical decisions. And we all need these Christian values, but also to practice these values even in our aspects of life, when we get to in our professional work, things like being honest, having respect, teamwork, and giving people that grace, and being patient with people. Sometimes, as Dr. said to us, that the decisions we're going to make, which will not look to be popular, but they are the right decisions because they were made after deep thinking and after analyzing. He said that leadership is all about analyze these things, like what led to it, the circumstance behind it, so that you don't end up making a decision that is very popular with people. People wanakushangilia that you made the right, but at the background kuna watu wanaumia who don't deserve that punishment. So thank you. See you next time. I wish to thank Dr. so much for your time that you created for us despite your busy schedule. in this hospital. Thank you for this time. I know there are patients who are waiting, but tumeshukuru sana. And we hope that maybe we'll have other sessions, especially now that you're doing the mentorship for students, other topics to discuss, so that we end up learning to all of us, so that I know this video will be accepted even to those who can't reach to you about these topics, and also that we can promote this mentorship maybe to others. And this will be our help even to our Christian Union members, to our leadership and everything. Even me, I'll be going to sit down and review it against that I can learn also as a leader. So thank you so much. May God bless you. Until next time, see you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Yes.